What's good? This is Cooley, and we are back on the Moving on Purpose podcast.
We back.
Yes, sir. Who I'm with?
B.Stu.
Yes, sir. We back for episode 9, man. We've been back. We've been
Long layoff.
Long layoff. Life
man.
be lifing, man.
Man, it's his fault, man. His representation agent, man. It's hard. No, I'm
you know what I'm saying? We had to work the contract out.
Big time, man.
We got a line.
Big
We got
money.
everything situated, and now we back, man. We back, right? So we happy to be back with y'all, man. Thank you for all of y'all that are tuned in with us, you know, for those first 8 episodes, and we back for 9. We're going to keep this thing going. Let's jump into it, man. So for episode 9, we're going to focus on pressure.
What's pressure?
Pressure, man. So the question is, does pressure create diamonds or does it bust pipes?
That's a good one.
Does it create diamonds or does it burst pipes? Depends on what kind of pipes you got, right? Do you have them old, corroded,
You got bad plumbing?
copper ones, or do you have the plastic ones? But, you know, we talking about real life, man. So we're going to really jump into that and kind of dive into it.
I mean, I feel like pressure don't build you, it reveals you. So
It does, man. And we're going to
We'll
focus on career, marriage, fatherhood, you know, dealing with adversity, health, all of that good stuff, man.
balance it out.
Yep. So what kind of pressure have you felt this week? Let's jump off with that right now.
What kind of pressure?
It could be at work, it could be at home, work stress, home stress. What's up?
I don't really feel like it's pressure. I feel like the pressure is just staying organized. Staying organized to keep everything balanced and to keep everything afloat in what you have to do. You know what you got to do. So I think the pressure is staying consistent and staying organized to have that balance overall.
Okay. Staying consistent and organized. Are you saying like at work or
I
at
think
home,
it starts from
or
the
what?
top with everything. At home, you know, home has to be good for you to be focused at work. You know, your health has to also be good for you to be good at work and at home. So I just feel like they all kind of flow into each other.
Yeah.
For you to have that balance overall, you know, the whole board.
I got you. For me, I have to piggyback you too, man. So I put a lot of pressure on myself to be consistent with like my workouts.
Okay.
Right. So I have to work out before I take my daughter to school in the mornings, which is early for me. So I have to get up at 4.
So is that pressure or would that be discipline?
It's the pressure to stay disciplined.
Got you. Okay.
It's the pressure to stay disciplined. It's the pressure to stay consistent, like you said, right? And so when that alarm goes off at 4 in the morning, you know, it's the discipline and the pressure to not hit the snooze button. Like my wife be hot.
It's easy.
She be hot and I hit that snooze button, right? It's the pressure to get your behind up, you know, have you know, everything. Like for me, like you said, it's about being organized. And so for me, the only thing that really works is if I have all of my clothes laid out, if I have my socks, I have my shoes, I have my shaker cup down there, and I know, okay, go and get up out the bed, brush your teeth, wash your face, go downstairs. Once you get that pre-workout in you.
Oh, you on the pre-workout?
Oh, I got to at 4.
You the Incredible Hulk in the gym.
Man, at 4, I got to. That's the only way I'm gonna get up at 38, brother. Is getting some of that good caffeine in me, right? So
I got you.
It's just getting up, man. The hardest part is getting up, taking that, and making the drive to the gym. Once I get to the gym, I'm locked in.
It's just getting there is a challenge.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then the pressures of work and all that, and we'll get into that, man. But for me, the biggest consistent thing is pressure to stay disciplined, and then the pressure at home in my marriage to stay intentional.
Okay.
And that's a heavy, it's a loaded word.
Yeah,
it's a lot that comes with that. And, you know, we'll get into that a little bit later on in the show, man. But the most important thing that we got to do.
Hold on, let me introduce this one.
Okay, go ahead, do your thing, brother.
What's the kicks of the day, man? What shoes you got on, man?
Kick of the day.
What do you have on? Let the people know.
Man, look, you know, for folks who know me growing up, I live vicariously through a lot of other people because we went without a lot.
2-1. Who we got?
And so if you see, I'm paying homage to Primetime with this jersey right here, right?
Coach Prime.
And I got these Diamond Turf 2s, the Prime red joints, right?
Okay.
Originally, they came out in 94, right? 94, for those who can remember, that was a good year.
Hey, man,
That's a good year.
I
Dion
was
with.
only a couple years old. So
Yeah, I was too.
It was a good year for me too.
I was in my tidy
No
whities.
responsibilities.
Crisscross
you know what I mean?
applesauce playing Nintendo. That's okay. But I remember seeing these shoes come out, and I remember seeing Dion with them on, man. I was like, man,
Yeah.
like I want those. I can't have them, but I'm going to circle them in the East Bay. and I'm
gonna
gonna
get them one
pretend.
day. You gonna get them one.
I'm gonna circle them in the Wieners
man,
catalog and the Sears catalog.
You old man, East Bay.
Hey,
A
that's
lot of
okay.
people out there don't know
Man.
East Bay.
If you
that
know, you know.
magazine had all the shoes,
They
every
did.
color model, Adidas, Nike, Reebok. East Bay, man, I ain't heard that one in a long time.
Man, I had the East Bay. I stayed
Man,
subscribed.
our producer not even old enough to know what East Bay is.
I
That's
didn't
the
order
crazy
not
thing.
one thing from East Bay, but I always circle stuff in there.
You had
and
that magazine, though.
That was my wish list. Right? So yeah, man.
Before Amazon.
They're super comfortable. They're really like football shoes. You play on turf, but they good for just every day now, man. But what you got going on, man? I see you with the J's
You
on.
had all the.
See Jay walking
He
over
had
there.
the storyline to his everything. I ain't got all that, man. I just got the mid Jordan ones, you know, the color, the blues. I put on the ones. Today's the first, man. That's all I got. I ain't got the childhood
April
story,
Fools.
but I got some ones on because it's the first. That's
Now don't
it.
clean, man. They caught my eye. I told you. I said I haven't seen them. I've seen them on like GOAT. I've seen them on StockX. But I remember those came out. They came out a while ago, but you don't see those restocked. So those are rare.
I never wear them, so I was like, let me put them on.
Nah, man.
Nice colorway, got to put something on.
But
I knew you was gonna come with something, so I made sure I came with something too.
I just be trying to stay out the way, man. I just be trying to stay out the way. Now don't clean though, man.
I
So we
appreciate
like to do the kick of the day, and so I feel like I don't know about you, but I think I'm creating a monster with my son.
He loves shoes
Because
now,
he
too.
sees my shoes and he be looking in my closet. He like, Daddy, when I get older,
He waiting to wear your
can
size.
I have those?
He close.
Man, the boy is 9. And he already
How
about to
far
be
is
wearing
it?
a 9. Right?
What size you wear?
13.
He gonna be there.
He gonna get there,
2
man.
years, he gonna be hooping in all them ones that you collecting, them classics.
Yeah.
He gonna be rocking them.
And I'll gladly give them to him. If his foot gets as big as mine, I'll give him to him. But I keep telling him, Daddy, why you get it? I say, son, look, I don't want you to get caught up in, I got to have this, I got to have that. Daddy gets these shoes because he couldn't get them back then. I'm living within my means. It's something that I was patient with.
Right.
And when they come out, you know, all my bills paid first. And then I have my play money and I'll get them. So don't get caught up on, I got to have this, I got to have it. The shoe don't make the man make the shoe. Right? I used to wear Converse. I had Chuck Taylors on, right? But then I looked at my closet, I was like, man, why I got these same weak ass Chuck Taylors up here, man? Let me treat myself a little bit, right?
Back in the day, man, the Chuck Taylors, man.
They was.
Man.
But I had to grow out of that, brother. All right? Let's get a little serious, man. Let's talk about this real talk segment, okay? So let's get back to pressure. When pressure hits for real, we're talking about work pressure. For myself, being a supervisor, being a leader. For you, being a young officer out there, and y'all being shorthanded, right?
Yep.
With you being a father, you know, having kids in daycare, you know, with the issues that come with that. With you navigating moving into a new house, that's a whole nother chapter in your life, man. What kind of pressure do you feel like that has brought on, and how have you been handling that?
I mean, just showing up, man. Just like it goes back to being consistent, man. Going to work, not calling off, handling your responsibilities. That, you know, the things that kind of arise day to day. Like every day is different. The days that you think gonna be smooth turn out to be your rough days, and something pops up. So just kind of staying level-headed, not getting too high, too low, but at the same time, you know, just not letting everything overwhelm me. Taking care of one thing at a time, day by day, and just moving like that. I can't do 5 to 10 things at once, so whatever I can do at that moment and address whatever problem is the highest priority, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to stress myself out. I'm going to get it done. I'm in the timely matter of what I need to. Get myself ready to be, you know, the mindset to be on patrol, that you can't go in there with a chaotic mind trying to now handle other people's issues and problems. So just kind of knowing how to go from home, addressing, handling everything, to now going into work and being that level-headed person that, you know, the society and that people see when you get onto a scene. You got to be level-headed at all times. You know what I mean? So that's just pretty much what it is for me right at the moment.
Have you seen any difficulty in not allowing the pressures that you experience at work for that 8 hours spilling over into when you go home? Have you seen an issue with, like, man?
For me, not really, because I had great mentors.
Okay.
I had you as a mentor. I had a couple other people in different fields. But the number one thing that was always taught to me is don't bring work home.
Yeah.
So I kind of already kind of embedded that in my mindset to not allow the stress or a hard day at work to come home, because it's not home's fault. You know what I mean? So now, once I know that, once we unload and I'm putting in that work card and everything's done, you got your ORI, you got your charges if you have charges, you got your toe slips, all the things that you need to do at the end of the day. Once I have all those in and I turn in those keys and I'm walking out, the shift is over.
Yep.
I go home safely. For me, that's the pressure. If you want to say about pressure, is getting home safely after your shift every night.
Yeah.
That's pressure, because I don't really see too much pressure on the job and what we deal with. For me, pressure is taking care of your family, not knowing how you're going to do that, when you're going to get your next meal, how you're going to pay a bill. We already have that established because we have great careers. So it's up to us. We know what we have to do. So for us, we just do what we got to do. You in leadership, you're supervisor already. It's for me to stay out of my supervisor's office for anything bad. Just do your job. Dot your I's, cross your T's, do what you need to do, handle your business, and they won't bother you. Yeah. So that's kind of how I go about it.
Yeah, for me, man, like you said, as an officer, it was a little bit easier for me to take care of my job, and then when I turn my stuff in, turn them keys into that shop, and I hit the gates, and I pulled out of that station, man. Whatever was there is there. It'll be there tomorrow. Yep. I'll be lying to you if I didn't say that now in a leadership role, I don't find myself trying to figure out these puzzles of the pressure of getting a better understanding of personalities. Yeah. Right? And so I have to, we've had a lot of changes in my current position, but I put the pressure on myself to try and figure out a way to keep folks motivated. I try and put the pressure on myself to try and figure out a way to keep people happy, engaged, feeling supported 100% of the time. And I'm not going to make everybody happy 100% of the time.
But it's important that you know that.
Exactly.
Not knowing that, you just adding more pressure and overwhelming yourself at the end of the day. Anyway.
I'll be the first person to say, hey, man, that's my fault. Yeah. That's my bad. I fell short. You know what? I could have did better with you on this, that, and the other, right? But like I said, and I told you this before, the challenge as being a supervisor is finding out more about each individual officer or subordinate that you're supporting,
so
right?
About knowing your personnel.
Exactly, just like a coach, right?
Yeah.
So what may work for this kid or this officer may not work for that person, right? Right. So I need to know what's going on in their personal lives so that if they may be off, I can, assist them or give them a little leeway or make sure I'm supporting them or whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, man, if I know I've tried my best to support them and keep everything moving, I can go to sleep at night. Right?
Yeah.
I may get frustrated sometimes if I feel like I'm doing the most that I can, and I still fall short and people aren't kind of, seeing eye to eye with each other. I'm like, dang, what did I not do? Right? Yeah. That's the pressure I put on myself. Right. Even though that's just human nature. People are going to have conflicts, right? But that's kind of that. And then as far as at home, man, it's just, as a dad, like making sure that I'm intentional about when I get home, I'm locked in as far as my kids. Yeah. Being there for them whenever they need help with homework, being there for them whenever they say they want to talk to me about what happened at school, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, encouraging them. I pulled a tooth last night. Like I took my son to work out with you. Right. And then, building him up on the way home. And I got my older one. She just started driving. So I'm coaching her every morning as she's driving to school.
That's pressure right there.
Man, it's pressure on me to keep it cool, bro. I start my day stressed out. You talk about pressure. I'm talking, man, I go to the gym and then I come home and I got to lock in with her. Like, okay.
Drive to school?
She drives to school every day.
Yeah, are you like this in the seat?
I was at first. She's really improved a lot, man. I'll give her that much. And I tell her, I dap her up. We got a little handshake we do. And I say, Mom, what do you grade yourself from a scale of 1 to 10? As you pull into the school. Yeah. I think I was 6. I said, I can give you a 6. I can give you a 6. And if she has a good day, hey, exactly. I say, hey, you did a really good job today. Okay. Like I barely felt like I had to give you anything. Make sure you make a note of this and work on that. But like she's getting it. She's getting it, right? So it's a lot of other little pressures. But the way I look at it, bro, is like pressure is a privilege. True. Right? If I didn't have any pressure on me, then I wouldn't be I don't feel like I would I would kind of be insignificant. I wouldn't feel important because I have so many different people depending on me in different areas, whether it be at work or whether it be at home, whether it be with my wife. I love that pressure.
Right.
I love that pressure because it keeps me sharp. It keeps me on my toes. It makes me continue to reevaluate myself and try and find ways that I can improve and support them in different ways. Do you feel like that with your family as well?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely motivates you to get up every day and be the best version of yourself. And, you know, whether it's at work, at home with the family, friends, just, you know, trying to extend yourself enough, but not too much to where now you taking away from yourself, you know, because you still gotta have maintenance, maintain yourself. Your mental health is important. Your health is important, you know, and those are two separate things,
Man.
you know, so you got to just make sure you balance, and it's not easy day to day. I know at the end of the day, I'm exhausted by just doing what needs to be done. Being a productive person is exhausting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's easy just doing one thing and then you neglect the other thing, and then you do that thing, you neglect that. So now you're inconsistent everywhere.
But feel like you're getting pulled too many different directions.
You're getting pulled too many directions. You know, so if you set boundaries and things like that, discipline, staying organized, those are ways to kind of keep you, you know, afloat to where you just balance overall, you know, across the board for me.
And one of the things I mean, since the last time we met, man, I done got a new. We talked about the importance of therapy and life coaches.
Okay.
And stuff. I got a new therapist, man. She cold, like she's very good.
Right.
She calls me out on my stuff, which I need.
Accountability.
Right. I'm always open to constructive criticism.
Okay.
And so one thing she told me was like, hey, I'm a task oriented person. I think that has to go hand in hand with my ADHD. Like give me a task, check, boom. She said your life is not a task list. You cannot live your life like a task list. Now, a task list is important at work to be organized, to get things done.
Right.
A task list may be important at home when you're trying to make sure you're on top of chores and things like that. But you can't make your life a task list.
Yeah.
And she said you need to evaluate if you feel like I got to write stuff down because I got to get this, I got to get that, I got that. You might have too many things going on at the same time. So she said you need to evaluate what it is that you need to pull away from so that it's not so much about quantity, it's about quality.
Protect your energy.
If you don't have as much going on, you can give better quality to your wife. You can give better quality to your kids, better quality at work, right? And like you said, finding that balance and making sure that I'm doing things for myself. One of the things I love riding bikes, but I didn't realize how much of just a mental freedom and release that is for me.
It's therapeutic.
Where I look forward on weekends, like I got my bike loaded up, I got all my gear out.
I come ride bikes if you come run.
I'm gonna get back to you on that.
He ain't gonna come.
You seen that
reaction?
Man, you don't weigh as much as me.
Hey man,
These old football knees, these old football knees can't handle all that banging, man.
Man,
I get just as good cardio riding bikes.
I'm just saying we mix it up.
I'll mix it up with you. I ain't scared.
I ain't saying we're gonna go out. We're not gonna go out there and run 20 miles.
I ain't
I'm not
never
crazy.
do that.
I'm not, you know. But
I got you.
get out there, get the car some sprints.
I got you. I got you. So
get out there.
So I found that, and then she also said the pressures of the day. I have to ensure that I'm actually unpacking it at the end of the night. I'm not avoiding it by coming home and just doing this. Because you may feel like, man, I'm just trying to, you know, wind down and I'm just going to look at these highlights. I'm going to look at these videos, right, this, that, and the other. Yeah. But you're not unplugging. You're not unwinding. So she told me it was important to put in place
outlets.
Just not so much an outlet, but like a procedure at the end of the night. Like, hey, at this time, you need to take a shower. At this time, you need to put your phone down. And for at least 15 minutes, whether you jot it down or you just sit there with your thoughts and think about, okay, what challenges have I faced throughout the day? All right, cool. That's going to be there tomorrow. All right, how did I deal with that? How could I have been better? Boom. Bow. Okay. At home, boom. How's my day looking for tomorrow? Boom. And then once you unpack all of that, take a deep breath, man, and you start relaxing and you do something. You read. You know what I'm saying? You meditate. You stretch.
Have some type of routine.
I wasn't doing that, bro. I was just like, man, and my wife be like, hey, put your phone down. I'm like, man, you don't understand. This is me trying to block out everything that happened throughout the day. So That I wasn't dealing with pressure the right way.
Okay.
So I encourage you and anybody else out there to definitely take. I'm giving y'all. I pay for these therapy sessions, but take this free game that I was given and definitely implement it because it definitely serves me well. I'm still learning, but I've definitely seen improvement so far.
Okay.
So one of the key lines that I pull, man, is people only see the results, not the weight behind it, right? Mm-hmm. The higher you go, the less room you have to fold. And you were an athlete. I was an athlete.
Right.
And I know sometimes it's hard for us I know for me personally, I always look at any type of challenge professionally like I did when I played sports. I'm like, all right, let me lock in this, that, and the other. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, like, how do you feel like people can avoid feeling like they're overpressured and they're overwhelmed by the moments in those situations? What are some of the things that they could do?
I don't know, man. I think I'm not the right person to ask that because I still got that competitive nature.
Yeah.
And I still approach things kind of with that mindset locked in. Let me focus. Let me execute. So, I mean, for other people, I just think focus on what you have to get done in that moment. Like you said, stay present in the moment. I feel like it's not pressure, just perform. And that's something I always would tell myself before any type of performance, game, throughout the academy. Like, this isn't pressure. It's not pressure, just perform. And that's a little something I just tell myself inside my head, and it always gets me through. Because you think you're not going to do good, you're already setting yourself up. Mm-hmm. And you manifesting bad energy. Mm-hmm. So going into it, I'm going to manifest like it's going to be good. I'm going to come out on the other end. Yeah. You know, I'm going to do the best I can. And if I know I put in the preparation time and everything like that to perform and get the job or the task or whatever needs to be done, then there's no pressure. Just get it done. If I've already gone through it, now I just got to get to the other end. And that's how I go about it.
You weren't shooting with me in the gym? Like, nobody, you told KJ that. You said nobody's going to see the work that you did.
Unseen hours.
Unseen hours, man. And I remember this. It says preparation prevents piss poor performance. Mm-hmm. Right? And so if you're prepared, then you shouldn't be nervous. And that's what I tell my son all the time before I game. I say, son, these kids wasn't putting up as many shots as you.
What I tell them, as opposed to working out in practice, that should be
the hardest,
harder than a game. Mm-hmm. So by the time game time comes, it's nothing. This is fun now. Yeah. Now I get to work on everything that nobody's gotten to see me do. Like, nobody's watching me in the gym. It's me, my trainer, maybe my parents, my siblings, but nobody's putting in that time to watch me, bring me to the gym. So now I get to showcase that my ability, my talent, my confidence, all that stuff I'm gonna put in. Yeah. You know.
And it's crazy to me that people at our age, older, a little bit younger, they still get nervous and they feel pressure whenever they have like an interview for a job. Bro, I get excited about interviews for a job. And when I talk to people and I'm just so nervous, I say, well, let me ask you this. Who knows you better than you? And they be like, what do you mean?
Nobody.
I say, are you going to get in there and forget your name? You going to get in there and forget all of the experiences that you had that have provided you this opportunity, that have made you ready for this moment. Yeah. All you have to do is organize those thoughts in a way that you can communicate that to them and make them understand that you'll be a valuable asset to their team, their organization, right? Mm-hmm. And so if you haven't prepared yourself mentally for that, if you know you haven't done the work on the homework to connect the things that you've done to what you're trying to get and like the opportunity that you're trying to get, then you're not prepared. True. But if you know you're prepared, you're good. Yeah. And so that comes with like breathing. Like for me, anytime I do an emceeing event or some type of public speaking engagement, I get a little nervous.
Yeah,
but
a little nervous is good though.
But if you're not nervous, you don't care. That's what I tell my son. Son, you're nervous because you care, because you want to do well. And so I'll go chop it up with everybody, boom, boom, boom. I look over my – people don't realize I'm reading my script like 10 times over. And then I'll disappear right before the start of a promotion or a graduation, and I'll go to the bathroom, and I go to the mirror. I close my eyes. I do my inhale 4 seconds, hold it 4 seconds, breathe out 4 seconds, and I do that 4 times. At the end of that, I say a quick prayer to myself. Thank you, God, put me in the position to use my gifts. Please let me go out here and make you proud and do my thing. Don't let me embarrass my mama out here, okay? There's a lot of people, it's like thousands of people out here, okay? And then I take a deep breath, bro. I come out and I'm good. Right. Like I feel like I'm getting ready to go play in a football game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that comes from preparation.
Yeah.
Preparation. Let's jump into a video real quick, man, and give a couple of our reactions and observations, and as far as how it relates to what we're talking about.
All right. Coach Day.
No pressure on you. Are you really that relevant? Like, that's living. And you know what? Like, for those who are, they say the man in the arena, like those timid souls who never stepped into the arena, they don't know. And, like, to me, that's living. And, I'm going to live it bold, and I'm going to swing as hard as I possibly can, because that's what living's all about. Pressure is a privilege.
Yeah.
And if there's no pressure on you, are you really that relevant? Like, that's living.
I mean, I feel like if you run from things your whole life, you're going to have nothing but regrets. At the end of the day, what are you living for if you're going to regret? And I should have, I could have. Just do it. See what the outcome is. You're either going to do well or you're going to fail. But if you fail, it's going to teach you what you need to do to be more prepared for the next time. Yeah. Have a different approach, have a different outlook, and, get it done. Do it better.
For all y'all that don't know, that's Coach Dave from Ohio State. They just won the national championship last year, right? Mm-hmm. And so how many times did he get close and almost get there and fall short before he finally got to that moment where he got over the hump and overcame that challenge, and now he's a national champion winner, right?
Yeah.
And they can't ever take that from him. And that's the thing, man. Like, we talked about this before. Sports, man, they prepare you for pressure. They prepare you for the importance of discipline. They prepare you for the importance of preparing for big moments. And so when that time comes, if you fall short, how you going to deal with it? Are you going to fold? Are you going to quit? Are you going to go back to the lab and fix what you feel like you could have done better and then come back, and when you have that opportunity next time, you show up better prepared and you get a better outcome of it, right?
Yeah.
And so like Coach said, man, pressure is a privilege. And it's a lot of y'all out here that ain't never played sports, and it shows. And it shows every day at work. You don't know how to be on a team. You don't know how to work as a team. You don't know how to deal with adversity. As soon as things get uncomfortable, you want to complain.
He venting right now.
You want to quit.
Let him
you
vent.
want to talk about how I can go do this. I can go do something else. Like, nah, man. Like, stick it out. Yeah. Stick it out, man. You like that coal. You think it feels good for coal when that pressure is put on it before it turns into a diamond? What if the coal pulls out like, this is uncomfortable. I don't want to do this.
We'll have a different quality.
Exactly, man. So I look at, like we said before, I look at adversity and I look at pressure as a privilege. I'm like, okay, God, thank you.
Right.
Thank you for this opportunity for me to challenge myself mentally and physically and emotionally to show up as my best. Yeah,
keep giving me the opportunity.
My best self at this moment.
To prove what you already know.
Yeah.
I can do.
Man, if you ain't in a job, if you just like working on the assembly line and you just putting stuff together, is there really a lot of pressure in that? It's a little bit of pressure to show up on time.
Yeah, safety.
It's pressure and safety. All right, let me put this together right here and make sure the next one I put it together the same. Okay, the next one. But that's, I would get bored so fast.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like I like being in positions where I'm challenged. I like new challenges. I like being asked to do more than others. And if you're in a position to have that asked of you, like, don't look at it as something bad, or something negative.
Yeah.
That's a blessing.
Yeah.
That's a blessing. That means you got some people that believe in you. And they wouldn't put you in that position if they didn't think that you could show up and get it done.
You got the potential.
Yeah. It's all about the lens you look through, man, when you're dealing with pressure. Do you see it as an opposition or an opportunity?
I see it as opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing anything positive or doing anything productive, it's going to be an opportunity. Because if you're not, then you're not doing anything. What type of self, pride and things do you have? If you're not doing, you want to sit on your ass all day, not doing anything, and make excuses. There's a lot of people out there that like to make excuses. It's everybody's fault, but the person they look at in the mirror.
Man,
Me personally, anybody I know like that or surround me like that, I gotta get them away from me because everybody has a problem and an excuse, but it's the ones that don't stack those up and let them get in the way. They knock them down. It's an obstacle. You always gonna have an obstacle, right? Nothing was perfect for you, right? Did you have the perfect path to where you are now? No, you had challenges. You had different things that you had to figure out. You had things that maybe slowed you down, but you figured out to navigate around it to be like, yo, I got to get this done. This is not going to stop me. This is not where my story ends. I'm not going to go out sad. You know, a lot of people don't carry that type of mindset, which it also shows too. They like just negative people or people with a bunch of excuses. It's like we all have the same 24 hours in a day. How are you going to execute and what are you going to do with them?
I may have a team of 8 people, and we all deal with the same issue. Out of that 8 people, or let's just say, for example, I'm a father and I have 3 kids.
Right.
They're all raised under the same household, the same rules, the same values, right? But they may deal with the issue, and those 8 people on that team may deal with the issue. They're all seeing that issue through a different lens.
Right.
Right? And it's going to be evident very clear and very soon who's thinking about the negative side of it. Right? They're seeing the cup half empty instead of half full, right? And one of the things that Denzel says that I tell my kids, like you said, man, people is always negative. I got to, remove myself from it. There's always somebody out there that's going to have a problem for every solution that you give them. Right? And so when my kids come to me, Dad, I got this issue. I say, okay, well, what's the solution? Daddy don't like it when you come to me with a problem and no solution. Come to me with a solution, and then we can talk it out, and then we can go and put it to action, right?
Right.
But when you have those people that are like that, man, you really got to pull them out of it. You really got to pull them out of it. And one of the things that Denzel said is, if you have some adversity, or if you have some pressure, and they're like, oh, this ain't going that way. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And he would say, oh, what an opportunity you have. And they're like, what do you mean? Well, this ain't going that way and that ain't going that way. But what an opportunity you have to figure it out. What an opportunity you have to come out on the other side of whatever this issue is, or whatever you feel like you have too much pressure going on, to come out a better person on the other side of it, man. Yeah. And I feel like if more people had that mindset, and that's how I'm trying to program my kids to think, like there's no issue that you're not going to be able to overcome as an adult.
And that's all you want. You want to have that mindset to get that done. There's nothing I can't overcome. Because you're going to have issues, you're going to have problems, you're going to have bad days, you're going to have good days. How do you figure it out? What's the solution?
Like we said,
an excuse is not a solution.
Yeah, and a lot of times, man, you can't prepare for things, but you can mentally. You can't write down everything because you don't know everything's going to happen, but you can play out these different scenarios and how you will handle them, man. So you mentally prepare yourself. You read. You listen to motivational videos,
talk
podcasts.
To your peers and
talk
see
to
how
your peers. Exactly, man. And that's why we do this.
Communicate. Yeah.
Exactly, man. So just to kind of wrap up this episode, pressure exposes lack of preparation. Can we agree on that?
We can agree.
Discipline reduces stress. Can we agree on that?
I agree.
You can't avoid pressure if you truly want growth.
I gotta disagree. No, I'm just playing.
Okay.
We disagreeing on everything. I just had to be a little difficult. No, we good. I agree.
Yeah. And don't think that you can run from it, man. If you don't create pressure in your life, life will create it for you.
Yeah.
Right? If you just feel like you're just going to skate by and do the bare minimum, I'm going to work this job where I'm not really thinking.
Eggshells throughout life.
Man, it's going to find you. It's going to find you.
Sooner or later.
And my last question to you, man. How do you handle the stress and pressure without crashing out?
Different outlets. For me, it's things that I like to do, whether it's doing a podcast to vent, whether it's riding my motorcycle to get away from everybody, whether it's golfing, just me and the tee and the grass and outside. Just finding things that make me happy at the end of the day. Yeah. Other people's happiness is not my happiness. Yeah. So when I truly found what I enjoy doing and I can get away from everything, that's how I handle it.
Daddy Stu.
Yes,
There's
sir.
nothing wrong with that.
I appreciate it.
And that's we need to hear that though, as men, as fathers, right? A lot of times we want to give. I got to do this for my family. I got to make sure they good. I got to make sure my wife is good. I got to make sure this
person drains my battery.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So you
have to carve out time to do things for yourself, and I'm finding that out, and I'm trying to do a better job for that. The gym, is non-negotiable. I have to do that.
I
don't
that.
feel like myself.
You wasn't saying that before.
I wasn't.
I like that.
I was.
That's
It's
new.
not-
That's new.
It's non-negotiable for me because I'm not myself if I'm not working out. If I'm not hitting the weights, I don't feel like myself.
You look kind of swole over
At
there,
all.
man.
I mean, it's a jersey, bro.
Nah,
But-
you know what I'm saying? You been going to the gym.
Yeah.
He found him a good whey protein and everything.
Nah,
Look,
get out of here,
man.
man. Get out of here, man. But like I said, those little things, like for me, this feeds my creativity. I need this, and this has to be a priority for me. I hope y'all appreciate, that we're making time to do this for y'all, and y'all can learn this free game that we giving y'all, man.
Yep.
And just to wrap it up, pressure either builds you or breaks you. The choice is yours. Appreciate y'all for being with us, man. We're gonna get up out of here.
Peace.
I think I left some water boiling at home. I got it. Let me holler at y'all, man. I'm gonna get back to you, man.
We out, man.
All right. Let me get to you. All right.
We back.